Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. The snow. The snow. I'm currently on my third day indoors here in Dublin and I'm ready to pull my hair out. It's fairly snowy out there and we're not equipped to deal with it. So yeah, I'm going a bit stir crazy. Stir. I can't even say it properly. I'm going a bit stir crazy. I also have a hat on. I'm experimenting. We were in Edinburgh this past weekend. Actually, we were very lucky to get home, to be fair, so I shouldn't be complaining too much. But I decided I wanted a baker boy hat, so I bought three. I actually did a haul. So I went to Anthropology and bought some stuff. I went to Penny's, Topshop, Zara, Superdrug and bought some bits, and I did a haul blog post, so I'll link that down below if you want to check it out because I got some nice stuff. But this video is obviously going to be about my February favourites. So if you want to see some of the beauty stuff I was loving through the month, just keep watching. So first up is a foundation combination. Now both of these have featured on my blog before and this has featured in monthly favourites before. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude and then this is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation. This is actually a little bit too dark for me, which is a good thing because I actually had tan on over the past couple of weeks. It's not often that happens and it's starting to fade now, but had a bit of tan on. So I've been mixing both of these. Now not necessarily for the colour, more for the consistency. This is quite a light, you can build it up to medium, but it's generally a light coverage foundation, and this is a more full coverage foundation. This on its own can be a bit thick, like it takes a good bit of working with. I put mainly this on with a few dabs of this, so I kind of dot this all over my face because it doesn't come with a pump because it's very annoying. So I put this on and then I put a few like a pump of this kind of in the T-zone mainly and around my jawline where my makeup generally like breaks up throughout the day, and mix them together, and I find that I get extra coverage because my skin hasn't been great over the last little while. I've been definitely getting breakouts and I get extra longevity out of it as well, because although I do love this foundation, the longevity is, it's not the worst but it's not the best out there. So I've been thoroughly enjoying mixing these together and it's been a good coincidence that I've been a little bit darker, so using this has kind of helped even out my foundation colour a little bit. So I've been thoroughly enjoying these. I would recommend these for different reasons individually, but together I've been liking them. Another base product I've been loving was a gift from my lovely friend Cherry Sue. She's from the blog at It's Cherry Sue, if you didn't know. If you ever meet her in the street, she likes to be called at It's Cherry Sue, just FYI. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. Now, this was too light for her, that's why she passed it on to me, and it works really, really well for me. It's lighter than my skin tone, but I like that for under my eye to kind of brighten things up a little bit. I did not like this foundation, the All Nighter foundation. I got a sample of it in store and I used it and it didn't really last on my skin. However, I am really, really digging this concealer. I have the shade Fair Neutral, so as you can see it's pretty pale, but I find it does a really, really good job. It's not too thick that it's really hard to blend in, and I find that I can just use this on its own. I don't need a colour corrector or anything like that. I can layer it up. I don't have problems with creasing really under my eyes. Once I set them, they're fairly okay, so that's something to kind of acknowledge. So I can't kind of tell you if it does that or not because it doesn't happen on me, but I find that it does a really, really good job of concealing without being too thick and too hard to blend in. I was only saying that, like, you know, tart shape tape is my bae. Is that what the kids are saying? I really love this stuff, but I find the applicator a bit of a pain in the hole because it's so big. The applicator on this is, ooh, don't fall, it's nice and small, so I find it great for getting it under the eyes. Are they comparable? I think they are. I think maybe Shape Tape has a little bit more coverage to it, but I think you can build this up to a similar coverage, so it depends on what you're looking for. This is a bit thinner in consistency and this is a bit thicker. This in Ireland is a bitch to get hold of. This you can just go into Debenhams or buy online and it's super easy to get a hold of. Have they got the same amount of 3.5ml, 10ml? So you only get 3.5ml in this, where this is 10ml, so you get more bang for your buck with this. but in Ireland this is easier to get hold of, so it just depends. I would say they're similar enough. I don't think they're like, the word dupe kind of creeps me out, so I rarely use it. So I don't think it's quite a dupe for it, but I think they're quite similar, and I've been really enjoying using this. I brought this away with me for the weekend, and I kind of like, I didn't miss this, although I do love this, but I didn't miss it. I quite like this too. I just realised I have another base favourite. This is the Fenty Beauty Primer Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. This has the most lovely smell. I kind of no, I haven't eaten it. It smells like Cabbage Patch dolls, but a really light version of Cabbage Patch dolls. Have you ever smelled Cabbage Patch doll? I actually have a Cabbage Patch. Jesus, Gemma, stop saying Cabbage Patch doll. I have one over there that John bought me years ago, and it's up on my wardrobe. And yeah, because I used to have one when I was a kid. Actually, my one came in a cauliflower. I think it was like a knockoff, but I had told John that, and then he bought me one Christmas, and I really love her, so I always keep her. She's up there. She kind of looks a bit like me, same chubby cheeks and all. But anyway, I digress. I often say that are my favourites. I go off on a bit of a tangent, so sorry. But this is the Fenty Beauty Primer. I've been really liking this, although I will say I have been using it in conjunction with a more silicone heavy primer. So I kind of use this all over my face. I've been going through a phase of using two primers anyway. I have super oily skin and super large pores, so I generally use like a more silicone heavy primer in my T-zone, and then use a more light moisturising primer all over my face. And this is a really lovely primer. It comes out more like a moisturiser, like it looks a bit like that, if you can see. And as you rub it in, like, so I do pump it onto my hand, and as you rub it in, it kind of gets thicker, but it just blends into the skin really nicely. It feels really nice and moisturising, but it still does a really good job of holding your makeup in place. So I really love the smell of it. Goodness, that would be a selling point for me. It smells like sweeties. But yeah, like, it does a good job of blending over light imperfections and fine lines. But when it comes to kind of hardcore covering, I don't think it quite meets the expectations of a more silicone primer. But if you don't have big giant moon-like pores like me, I think this is a really good primer, and the packaging and all is lovely, and everything I've used from Fenty so far I really like, so yeah, I would recommend this. My last makeup favourite is, I think I actually had the Mauve Obsessions in my last favourites, but then I got the Smoky Obsessions, and I got this because they didn't have the Warm Obsessions in Brown Thomas, and I have no patience, and I had a voucher. It looks a bit like this. I have a review of this over on Beautynook, so I will link that in the blog post below as well. But I find this kind of, I like warm, but I also like cool toned, and I find that this covers both angles, so I can get a bit of coolness and a bit of warmth, but not like too orangey warm, which I have a lot of them at the minute. Like, I have like the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette and all in front of me here, so this is kind of somewhere in the middle of that and in the middle of the Smoky palette, the Urban Decay, what's it called, Smoky palette, yeah, which I don't really use, I'm not a huge fan of. But I find that the glitters in this are joy to use. I always use them with my finger or a wet brush. I just find you get the most pigment out of foiled shadows. Although saying that, like, come on, like, not a bother on it. Like, they're like butter, I love the shimmer shades. They're a great everyday kind of colour scheme, palette, we'll go with palette. They're a great everyday colour palette. And then you have like a black, which is great for a liner, or if you want to go crazy and do a major smoky eye, and then a bit of silver if you want to go that route. It just kind of, it covers a lot of angles in such a small little petite palette. And I do love like magnetic closing as well. I think these are a great introduction into the Huda Beauty eyeshadows. These are my first leap into them, and they've definitely kind of made me love the brand. And I will, like, these are 28 quid, so the next palette up is about 60 or so. So like, when I have a few bob, I will definitely splurge on the bigger palette after using these. I really like them, and this has been my favourite over the past few weeks. So my last favourite for the month of February is Shampoo. although I'm saying that and I have a hat on. I only have a hat on because I didn't want to straighten my hair because I'm not fucking going anywhere. So yeah, this isn't because I'm hiding a mess. I'll take it off and show you my hair. Yeah, I just haven't straightened it because I couldn't have been arsed. So I put the hat on to cover it. But this, hold on, I fixed myself. Now, that's a bit better. This is the Kerastase Balancing Shampoo. It looks like this. I got sent this and they had asked me which one would I like, and this one is specifically for oily roots and sensitised lengths, which is basically my hair in a nutshell. I have oily skin, so I get really oily roots. I have to wash my hair every couple of days because it does be unsalvageable. Oh, I got that right in one go. It does be unsalvageable after like 2 days. All the dry shampoo in the world wouldn't do me any good. So yeah, this is definitely for my hair type, which is oily with dry roots, because obviously I have colour in the ends. Well, I have bleach in the ends of my hair. I have been loving this. I got it this month and it's nearly half gone. So I'm a bit upset because the cheapest I found this is about €16 online, which is pretty good, but it's a bit of a stretch for shampoo. But I'm on a mission to try and use decent products on my hair because I went through a phase of not really caring what I was putting on, and your hair feels better when you give it a bit of TLC. So I've been trying to make a conscious effort to use decent products on it, and this is one of the decent products I've been using, and I find it really good. It cleans my hair really nicely without a feeling like it has a film or anything on it, but it doesn't feel too dry or uncomfortable. I find that I can actually get away with just washing my hair once with this. I know you're meant to wash, lather and then repeat, rinse and repeat, and that's what I normally do, but I can get away with just using this once, and it cleans away all the grime and all the grease and all that yucky stuff without drying out my ends, which I find that can happen if you use like a clarifying shampoo, which is what you use to kind of really wash your hair, or when some people tell you to use washing up liquid to kind of make your hair squeaky clean. Like, that's just going to dry out your hair and ruin your colour really, isn't it? But I find that, ow, I just hit myself with it. But I find it does a really good job of cleaning my hair without drying it out, and then I use a half decent conditioner as well. I'm kind of in between conditioners, that's why I'm not showing one at the minute. Yeah, I'm using a L'Oreal one, which is pretty good, but I'm just at the end of it, so it's not worth talking about because it wasn't like my perfect conditioner or anything like that. Anyway, I've been really liking the Balancing Shampoo from Kerastase. And that's it for my February favourites. I always feel out of breath after filming one of these. I just talk a lot really fast, but we got through it. I tried to think, was there any fashion things or anything like that, but there wasn't really, and there's no like techie stuff or anything, so it was all beauty. Like, I'll always kind of stand in the middle of this room, this is where all my shit is, and kind of like look at all the stuff that I've been using the most, or put them in a corner so I know to talk about them. And it just so happened to be all beauty this month. That happens quite a lot because beauty is my thing. So as always, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I shall talk to you in my next video. Take care, stay warm, bye.